Here's one for you, then, boys. Would you rather make a hole-in-one on a par 4 or witness the birth of your first child?
That's both the top tier.
Top tier. We'll go with the first one, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Only one on a par 4.
It is satisfying though when you do slot a ball in a hole, isn't it?
Why?
It is good, eh?
You put the balls in as well, do you, bud?
Just the one.
We went to Collier last week, me and him, and we just did a bit of putting on the putting greens, and he sunk like quite a long one, but he come home and told Tash he had a hole-in-one. We're on the fucking putting green.
Look, I'm
not wrong, though, is
I'm
it?
not a
One-
golf man. Yeah, I was pretty
One shot.
As far as I was aware, I was correct in my terminology about that. But hole-in-one on the putting green, that sounds better than nothing. It's the first time I've ever done it.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah, I was chuffed for that little jump in the air.
Yeah, win's a win. Welcome back to the Sunday Coffee Club. We are doing another fitness episode today. So the two blokes on the end are PTs and PT managers as well, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
Blake, you may want to squeeze up our way a little touch. Nice kick. It's nice and cool in here, boys. We get close. But yeah, we'll start with you on the end then, Blake. If you can give us your name, your nickname, how long you've been a PT, and then we want to know what's the biggest mistake you made early in your PT career.
So my name is Blake. I've been in the fitness industry for coming up on 5 years now. So PT for 5 years. And then transitioned to doing some personal trainer management around 2 years ago. Biggest mistake I made when becoming a PT, probably thinking that I was going to have 1 million clients after the first week.
That sold the dream.
Sold the dream, and that very much did not happen. But put the work in, got the clients, and still here 5 years later. So
Good man. You didn't tell us your nickname.
well, technically my nickname's actually Jimmy. Long story short, I had really long hair in high school, so Jimmy Neutron. But no one from Perth calls me that, but all the boys over in Wollongong do.
Until now.
Yeah, until now.
Oh, nice. Mikey, coming to you, but
Yeah, I'm Mike. So my real name's Michael, but my nickname is Mike. Changed it when I was about 18 because I got sick of the real name.
ever been Mikey or not?
Yeah, certain people, yeah, or Miko.
Miko.
Yeah,
I like
let's call him Miko.
Mick.
That's probably my beer's nickname. But yeah, PT was did my cert in 2012, so however long that is, 14 odd years.
Yeah, fair play.
And then been managing for probably the last 8 years or so, and lectured a bit before that. How did I get into it? Probably the same story as a lot of people. Loved sport when I was growing up. Played AFL, and then wanted to kind of turn it into a career. Did a year of business at uni and decided that was not for me. And then studied the next year, and then jumped straight into it.
Right, but and you did make a hole-in-one on the par 4.
Yeah, I haven't told many people about it, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it on the down
I think
low.
you told me about this one, didn't you?
And I did, yeah. Believe it.
Because you talked to the town mountain.
point vault on number 8.
Do you know what? You won like $1,000 as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I won $1,000. Yeah, it was pretty
Fucking hell.
wild, to be honest. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be telling that story for the rest of my life.
Mental. Well, yeah. Today, obviously, I'm a PT as well. I think I've been doing it for like 7 or 8 years now. And similar story to you boys. Love sport. Went to uni, did sport and exercise science because I didn't really know what I wanted to do in my life. Thought I was going to go into teaching. As you found out, Jimmy, teaching is a bit shit.
Yeah, different ball game.
Yeah.
Different world.
So I'd started working in the gym in the meantime. Quite liked the idea of being my own boss, and sky's the limit, really, innit? Like you said, you sold the dream. It's like, you run a fucking 6-figure business, and yeah, takes a while to get to that point. But no, I'm glad I did it, and hopefully now I can continue because we're running into a few visa issues, but we'll see what we can do. But anyway, today's episode is about fitness. We got 1 million points on you. Whether we'll get through them or not, I don't know. But I reckon, boys, because it's about now. So the date we're recording this is the 31st of January, and this is about the time in here that people's New Year's resolutions start to drop off a little bit. So we want to give you some tips on avoiding burnout if possible. If you've already burned out, then maybe how to put out the fire. And then actually make sure number one, your goals are realistic, and then number two, that you actually hit them this year. So yeah, that's about the plan of attack anyway, so we'll see how we go. But what, Blake, any ideas, like, you know, from your experience, what's the classic reason why people burn out at this time?
I reckon definitely the most common reason is people go all in and have a all or nothing mindset. So it's like, January 1st, cool, I'm going to go to the gym 7 days a week and I'm going to eat like absolutely nothing. They get 2 weeks in, they've burnt out already after 2 weeks, and they fall off the wagon, and then just repeat that every year. So my biggest bit of advice is consistency over intensity. And otherwise, if you're not consistent, then you're not going to get anywhere, really.
Amen. I think, yeah, it's like James Clear says, and he like master the art of showing up. That's the number one thing. Like, you know, have the best program on paper. Number one, it's got to be sustainable, and then number two, you got to fucking keep being able to show up. And I think if you go too much too soon, you're just asking for trouble, and
Yeah, absolutely.
you're either just gonna hate it or you're gonna get injured.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you reckon, then, Mike?
Yeah, I think people too, like, they don't have like proper habits coming into Chrissy as well, and then they have their Chrissy period, which is, you know, however long, usually from 1st December to end of Jan for a lot of people. but I think if they have the habits down, like, you know, that 4 or 5 days over Chrissy, if they go about it the right way, they're not going to undo like the previous 3 months of, you know, all their hard training, which you can do if you be a real fool, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, not saying don't enjoy Chrissy, but I think if you still do the basics over that period, like train, even if it's 20 or 30 minutes, go for a walk, so stay active at, like, to some extent, then you're going to minimize the damage and not start the new year like so far behind. But yeah, I mean, like Blake said, like, people start, they have so much ground to cover coming into the new year that they do a week and realize how hard it is and how much they've got to go, and then they're like, you know what, I'll start at the end of Jan, and then suddenly it's the end of summer, and there's always something coming up in summer, so there's always an excuse, and at some point you've just got to say no. You got to learn to say no to stuff. So yeah, unless you can do that, that will stop you.
Yeah, nah. Obviously, back home is completely different because the seasons have flipped on their head. But yeah, how would you compare it to back home, like Christmas? Because it's easy back home. All you do is like eat and go on the piss, innit?
Yes, yeah. Especially in the UK, January is a very down, sort of blue month. So I can understand why people do it. But as a regular gym goer, I do find it annoying. Because like the class I do on the regulars often get fully booked, and I can't attend because it's full of these January goers. But hats off to them giving it a go. I hope they stick at it. But for you boys as a PT, it must be annoying as well. Is it, in terms of like your cash flows or people coming in and how you manage all these new people? You don't know if they're going to stick around. So it's different perspective for you boys, I'm assuming, as well.
I don't know about you boys, but I think, like, obviously more people coming in the gym is a good thing because it's more leads.
Yeah, definitely.
Not that we treat, they're obviously humans first, leads second. But like, if they're coming to you for assistance, I think they're doing the right thing, because they're not just going to wing in and try and do it all themselves. They're going to someone who, you know, should know what they're talking about for a bit of guidance.
I'm just happy to see more people having a crack, even if it's only for a small period. Like, lots of people will fall off, but at least they're trying to a certain amount, right? And then some people will stick around. But no, I never see it as a negative thing. The gym does get busy, but it's not like, oh, get these people out of here. I'm just like, well, at least people are trying to be better.
Yeah.
So that's my sort of view.
What's your fucking problem?
Oh, mate. Just don't go when I'm there.
Different gym, yeah.
But it's peaks and troughs. It does go up and down, and it's the same in the UK, where I find a lot of boys and girls want to get ready for their holiday, so it picks up again, like your May, June, before they go to Ibiza and stuff. So it's up and down, really.
Yeah, it is, and that's a problem, isn't it? Like, people, that too much too soon attitude is like, you're asking to burn out, and like, you make it like the regime is like so intense, and you deplete yourself of energy by going too restricted with your diet, and then wonder why you feel so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Because you're expending so much energy, you're not recovering properly, and then you can't keep it up. Like, it's just too fucking hard.
I think people do have this misconception that you can keep it up. So, like, going all in for like 2, 3, 4 weeks, like, can be, I think, super beneficial. Like, to really kickstart some results and get some fast results. But they think that they can keep going like that for the whole year. It's like, if they're aware that they can't, and it's just going to be for a 4-week block, then they might better prepare themselves for the dip in results. But yeah, definitely people go too hard and these expectations are too high.
I think setting the bar too high is a big problem as well, because like you're if your target is too unrealistic, like every time you have a slip up, like life happens, so like you're gonna be busy in work or you get sick or something, you have to skip a few sessions. That all or nothing mentality is like, well, I've fucking undone everything now, so what's the point? I'll just throw the towel in. But if you can just learn a bit of balance and not panic when the wheels wobble a little bit, you'd be so much better.
Way better.
I think that 90-10 rule that everyone always says, be good 90% of the time, then have that 10% of the time where, you go out or you have a drink, or if you do go out, just change the way you approach to going out as well. It's going to go a long way and get your consistency a lot more aligned than just going all in, because like you just said, you can go all in for 3 or 4 weeks, but then you fall off the weight. You'll be so fucked.
Fuck.
You cannot sustain it. So
Especially when you get over 30 as well, like.
Oh yeah. Well, we're all over 30 now, aren't we?
yeah, I know. Welcome to the club, damn.
Old timers. Do you know Jimmy put his back out with an empty barbell a few weeks ago?
It happens.
Yeah. Easily done.
Welcome to the club, yeah.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
It was actually one of those classes he was mentioning that all these newbies keep coming to me for.
Is that like body pump or something like that? Was it?
Yeah.
Zumba, wasn't it?
Fucking hell. But I think, like, while we're still on the topic of burnout, I think when a new client comes through the door, you can kind of tell if they're going to take your information on board, can't you? And I suppose, like, one of the luxuries of being busier is being able to say maybe no when you think you're not going to be a good fit.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's why it's so important to have, like, minimum periods that you work, like, with clients. Like, if you're not working with someone, it takes at least 12 weeks to really, like, even just build a relationship with a client, So often you're just kind of figuring each other out as, like, trainer and client, and then then kind of the magic can start to happen. But yeah, there's people come in and they really expect to do really big things in that first few weeks and then get really annoyed when it doesn't happen. Like, really expect to have, like, 'cause the whole part of it, I think, it's like consistency over a long period of time. Like, and if you get along with your trainer, like, you're gonna keep coming back for a long period of time. Like, you have clients for 2, 3, 4 years and longer. So that's where you're going to get the best results. So yeah, I think that's, if people sort of take that into account, then they'll be more likely to eventually get there. Like, it's going to take longer than they expect, but they're going about it the right way and in a healthy way, like sustainable way as well.
And also, people coming in and trying to reverse like years worth of, let's just use the word not damage, but they've put on 20 kilos, 30 kilos over 5 years, and then they want to reverse that in 12 weeks, like change the habits and everything, and that's just not feasible. So I think part of the whole process is letting them know that it's going to take a while and building the habits over time, rather than, like we spoke about, going all in for those weeks, because it's just not going to be sustainable. And if they want to keep it off long term, then they're going to have to change their habits, not just do a 12-week challenge to get rid of some weight. So
yeah. And I think, like, because I don't know about you boys, but I'll run 12-week challenges now and again. I think that's a good, like, kickstart. You see on social media, you see wild transformations in 12 weeks, and most of the time it pisses me off, because it's like, photo one is someone in reasonably good nick, fucking just like pouting and sticking their belly out and shit lighting, and then by the end of the 12 weeks they're juiced up, they've probably got a pump on and they're tensing, good lighting, bit of a tan, new pair of Calvins on, you look like that person, like. But yeah, like, generally, a 12-week challenge, the 12 weeks is probably enough to build the habits. So then beyond that 12 weeks, it's not like, job done, I can stop now. It's like, no, you've started. This is the stuff you've got to keep up. I think that's what people struggle with, because they just want that quick fix, don't they? And
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there like a optimal number of sessions they should do with you guys a week? They should aim for to keep it consistent. Keep the
5.
motivation.
Absolutely.
No, I reckon a good starting point is just, if someone's never been to the gym, I'm going to say 2 and then build from there. If they they are coming occasionally, maybe 3. But yeah, for beginners, if they're training hard enough and you want them just to keep on coming and not hate themselves or hate like the way they have to train, then 2 is a good start and then build from there. I'd rather start low and then build up than like start up here. They don't go to a few of those sessions and they fall off, their momentum drops, and then they're back to square one.
Yeah.
So always, I'd say 2 at least, and then build from there, in my opinion.
Right. Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think, like, again, there's so much shit on social media these days, and people think they got to come in and train like fucking Sam Sulek and do, arm day, back day, bicep day. That's arm day. So like bicep day, tricep day. That's some boys, to be fair, isn't it? But like, just a couple of full body sessions a week. It's each major body part a couple of times a week. Train pretty close to failure. Keep doing that, and it's just, if it starts to feel easy, put another session in, and then maybe think about changing up your split. But
Yep.
yeah,
Keep it simple, stupid.
amen.
I still have to hold it, otherwise I don't have to do my hands. I'll pretend. He does that all the time around the house. All the time.
So don't walk around farting like you, but
You know I don't lie.
when Tash is away, honestly, non-stop.
Talking shit.
Speaking of talking shit, we had a few technical difficulties with Jimmy's mic. So this is like a dud mic at the moment. What are you going to do, hold it because you don't know what to do with your hands?
Yeah, it's like holding a pint in a photograph.
But if you can't talk into a dead mic, but
It actually looks alright on the bars. Spitting the bars are fine there.
so we're going to have to share this one. Anyway, we need some new equipment, don't we? Anyway. Let's move on to a big hybrid. Let's move on to a big fitness trend at the moment, boys. Hybrid athletes. What's your view on that?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Any of you two fancy a high rocks or done a high rocks? Or?
Yeah, I don't mind it, to be honest. I don't think it's like anything, like you I think you sort of mentioned it in the notes, like you're doing a bit of everything, so you're never going to be amazing at one thing. But I mean, ultimately, if you're doing it all and doing it 3, 4, 5 times a week, and your calories are in a deficit, you're going to get results, right? But your training wise, you're not going to get stronger, or you're going to get, your ceiling's very much lower than it could be. You're going to get fitter to a point, but there's a point where your cardio fitness is probably going to start to affect your strength and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's good. Look, it just always comes every 3 or 4 years. There's something that gets repackaged, and it's like it's CrossFit or it's this and it's that. It's all just the same stuff. Like, and they go where the market is. And High Rocks at the moment is obviously super popular, but it's very appealing to. They know the target market, right? It's very CrossFit-y, but it's very the way I look at it, it's very pitched towards females. Like, obviously they're going to get males that do it and do really well at it, but
with their tops off.
Yeah, but it's just CrossFit. It's CrossFit repackaged, but with but to its credit, I think a fair bit safer. They don't have ridiculous programming. I love CrossFit. No shade on CrossFit, but they're not.
But again,
they're not doing.
You've trained for years and techniques. And
they're not doing like 21 muscle snatches overhead with like 60 kilos. So I think it is a good thing, but
the barrier for entry is a lot lower, isn't it?
Yeah.
I fancy high rocks. I take the piss, but I fancy one.
No, it's good fun. I actually like it. You always feel really good after it, So yeah.
Yeah, I might give it a crack this year. Actually, I'm considering it. I don't know. I mean, as you know, I run a lot already, lift weights.
What running do you do? You've done like fucking Ironmans. Not Ironman.
No, ultras. So a couple of 80Ks, couple of 40s. But I think my days are running that far over. But I still enjoy a little bit of running and then lifting as well. So again, I'm going to say I'm all for anyone giving anything a crack. Like if it gets someone in the fitness space and it gets them, motivated to get moving, then let's do it. But no, I think it's good. As like you said, the barrier of entry for high rocks is quite low. You're not going to get injured as much as doing all these Olympic lifts like in CrossFit. So give it a crack, I reckon.
Well, I think, like you said, stuff just gets repackaged, and an easy way to sell a fitness class at the moment is to just call it a high rocks class.
Yeah.
Because like some of the high rocks classes we've been to, it's just a conditioning class.
Yeah.
And they obviously make it specific, and they'll put the ski in and the row, but then there's always like thrusters. You gotta watch them with your lower back, especially those heavy barbells, isn't it? But it's just a conditioning class. But you put the word high rocks on it, and suddenly it's like, fucking hell, I want to go to that.
Marketing.
That's probably the mistake I'm making. That's why no fucker turns up to mine. But no, just touching on the hybrid athlete thing, because obviously, Jim, you and I are rugby players. I think you boys have played AFL and stuff in the past, shit sport, but it is what it is. But being a games player like that, essentially you are a hybrid athlete.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a hybrid athlete is not a new thing.
Yeah.
I just think people are going to put a label on stuff, and all being a hybrid athlete is pretty much being fucking average at everything. Yeah. And like you said, you're never going to be the strongest, you're never going to be the fittest, the fastest, but you could be better than the average Joe at all those things. That's kind of what you're training for.
Yeah.
But I think, I've coached a few clients, not going to mention any names, who want to be the best at everything, and trying to get through to them that if you're going to train this way, you're never going to be the best at any one of those things. You're only going to be, you'll be good, but you're not going to be like fucking elite level. Yeah. Ever.
Because pretty much all the classes, all workouts are all pretty much the same, right? Like just variations of lots of conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no real heavy stuff in them.
No.
Yeah.
Because I do think your rugby is a hybrid sport. The amount of exercises and shapes you find yourself in, it is hybrid. But what it lacks is the marketing, and I think High Rocks has done so well because of the marketing side of things. It's glitz, it's glam, it's expensive to get the cool bits of equipment that come with it, the t-shirts, the bags. Some teams do it well in the rugby world, like the All Blacks. They're probably the pinnacle of it. But if they adapted their marketing and teams were on board with that and invested more, it could be, well, not as big as High Rocks, but it could be competitive once again, I think.
Yeah, well, marketing's fucking everything, isn't it? Especially in 2026, and like AI can fucking do it all for you now as well, but just can't do the training, which is the unfortunate part. But I don't know. I think like the issue is for people I think a lot of people now have done some form of lifting, but then they kind of then transform and go into this High Rocks style of training and just ramp up their running out of nowhere. And like Blake, you'll know better than anyone about tapering and peaking and stuff and managing load, because I think so many people I know have all of a sudden just started doing 5Ks, 10Ks, and ended up with fucking shin splints or lower back pain, knee pain. So any tips?
I think the hardest part of those events is not getting injured in the lead up to the event, especially if you're doing an 80k. The hardest part is getting through that block where running upwards of 100 k's a week. But you definitely need to be starting slow. 10%, add 10%. If you've never run before, run a k or maybe not even a k, and then just add 10% on a week. You need, if you're not running much at all, you need a lot of time to build up that, just all the strength in your hips, the knees. Otherwise, you're just going to go to shit and you will get injured. And then adding weights on top of that, you're not recovering properly from your running. Then you're doing more legs, lunges, sled pushes. It's bound for an injury if you don't plan out your programming right, and if you don't have some deload weeks as well to fully recover, or at least mildly recover from those big work days. So definitely number one tip is to take it easy when you first start, and listen to your body. You need to listen to I'm feeling some aches here, not to a point where it's like I don't want to train because I feel sore, but you definitely need to be listening and have a break if you need to have a break. Otherwise, you're just going to have a break for an extended period if you get injured. So
yeah, exactly.
100%.
And the best thing to do is hire a good PT.
Absolutely. Do you have because you obviously still play rugby, do you have like a split that you think maximises you being able to be super strong and competitive on the field, but also like fitness continue to go up? Like, have you found any kind of amount per day, well, per week that works, like training wise, for strength or for cardio, or is there a tipping point? Like, what do you reckon?
I think pre-season is massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like the irony is, pre-season's just started here, and I haven't been back. But it's my job to stay fit, and I work in a gym, luckily. So I've been doing, some of my own conditioning and playing touch rugby on a Tuesday night. You boys ever played touch?
Oh yeah, back a long time ago. Yeah.
You
But
play
that's-
Oztag. Oztag.
Oztag is a bit different.
Yeah.
But like, touch is real high intensity, and it's very similar to rugby, great fitness. So yeah, like pre-season is where you make most of your gains, and then in season you're more focused on. Yeah, you can definitely make gains in season, but like you got to factor in you're gonna feel like you've been hit by a train for 2 days after you play on a Saturday. So your priority is just to get fit for the following week.
Yeah.
When I say fit, I mean not too sore or not injured. So you're just kind of managing yourself more than anything. Isn't it?
Yeah, what I found interesting as well is as the game has progressed, your Monday, your Tuesdays have gone from a rest and recovery sort of day to more of like a high intensity cardio day to like flush you out. I don't know too much science behind it, but flushing the lactic or whatever is meant to be quite good. But then in university as well, we used to do lower reps but heavy weights, even on a Friday. Like we go in heavy squats for like 3 reps, which squatting the day before a game, I haven't done that since. I probably won't be doing it again. But there's good science behind it.
Yeah, I've heard a bit about it. Yeah.
But it's good, and they do tailor the types of stuff you do for rugby. But I was thinking earlier as well, so I'm assuming you get a lot of clients come to you like, oh, I want to do high rocks. Can you help me with this? Have you ever had any clients come to you with a sport which you've been completely unfamiliar with, like skiing or something different, or something wild all completely?
I mean, biggest one for me probably is like Ironmans and marathons. Like it's almost like, no,
Not for me.
I got no
speak to
idea,
Blake.
mate, yeah, yeah, no, that's probably the craziest ones I've had.
No, I've never really had anything super left of field. A lot of running goals, which is pretty easy for me to tailor towards. But yeah, nothing too crazy. What are you?
Yeah, I've had a few, and like I had a few people come to me and ask for a running plan. And I was just like, look, I can't even write myself a running plan. Now you got ChatGPT, you just say, yep, no problem. But no, funny enough, mutual friend of ours used to work with us, Lee, because Lee's done Ironmans, hasn't he?
Yeah.
What's his surname? Kelly. What's it? Kelly Athletic on Insta, check him out. But I had a client from home ask me for a running program to go alongside a weights program, because she wanted to do a Cardiff half marathon, and I was like, look, I can't help. Like I said, I can write you weights program to go alongside your running, but I haven't got a fucking clue how to actually program the running.
Yeah.
So I asked Lee to help me out, and we both coached her. So he sent me this. He said, good idea would be, she'd never done a half marathon before, but she'd done a 10K. So he said, if you can try and find a race that's about halfway in the training blocks. I think it was like 12 weeks. So try and find her a 10K to do 6 weeks in. So you build for that, get a bit of confidence, and then you can push for half marathon. And he wrote me this plan, and I learned so much from that. And like I think certainly starting off as a PT, it's easy just to wing everything, and you think you've got to convince your client you know it all, and sometimes it's better to go, do you know what, I don't know. I'll either do my own research, or I'll just ask some fucker who knows what they're talking about to
absolutely
do it for me.
Yeah, you're only going to look stupid in the long run.
No, exactly. Or you're going to injure him. And
Yeah.
be like, that's your fault, prick.
Yeah.
deny, reaccuse.
Oh my gosh, Marco.
Do you want to edge with it anyway and put that on a mat?
Well, I know, fucking hell, you dog. I'm going to cut in the handle.
Oh,
It's better than the thing.
fucking twiggy my drink, no?
Oh, God! I knew that was going to happen.
Fuck's sake. It needs a
Wow.
I always move.
Why would me like it wasn't directly your fault?
Well, 50 drink golden say.
Hey, chance you pass me one of those mats here, please?
What?
The mats. What do you call that?
He called that a nap. I was like a nap. What the hell? Oh, man.
Fucking hell, man. It's all up my nose.
How do we come back from that? So, back to that question about training in season. I think, like, I made the mistake a couple of years ago. I was following a program. Do you know Strong by Science? Max Schmarzo on Insta. Schmarzo.
No, I haven't actually. No.
He done a bit of a series. It was like 32-year-old dad training to be a pro basketball player, and he was like, so he's a sports scientist and S&C coach, and he coaches basketball players. But he was like, I want to do an experiment on myself. He was like a Division 2 basketballer when he was in college and never at the top level. So he was like, I want to be a better athlete now than I was back then. So he was just documenting on Insta. So I joined his training program, and it was really good. But obviously it's tailored for basketball, not the collisions you deal with in rugby. So in season, it was like 3 lower body sessions, 2 upper. So the upper body sessions are just strength and hypertrophy, and then lower body was all power, speed, and strength.
Yeah.
So it was really good, but I was consistently doing those 3 lower body sessions a week, and I think that's why I ended up with that adductor issue, and then I ended up fully tearing my adductor and ended up with a giant plum. Do you boys see that? The big plum?
Yeah, I did hear
I
about
think I
that.
should do, didn't I?
I don't know, like, I don't know about you, but like, I reckon once I hit over 30, whenever I do like a reasonably heavy leg session, like, I'm cooked for like 5 to 7 days. So I don't know how people are jamming in 3 leg days a week. Yeah, it's not good.
When you only do one a year, then
Well,
that's
exactly, yeah. 1 week a year.
I wouldn't bother. It's no good for your testicles. But no, I think, like, especially as a sports player, you can't be training, especially your legs. You can't be training your legs like a fucking bodybuilder.
No
and doing sets close to failure. And, you know, the heavy lifting's good because it's, you know, nervous system stimulation and strength gains ultimately. But you just got to be sensible with your loading, haven't you?
Yeah.
You very rarely go into, you know, doing sets to failure in season.
Yeah.
When you know, the volume of everything else you're doing is so high, and I think that applies to road running, high rocks as well. You just manage the load. I think you got to train fucking hard, and you want to make gains, but ultimately you're better off starting by doing too little and turning the dial up than by doing too much and ending up with a giant black bollock.
Well, I think too, like, fuck, what was I going to say?
Don't know.
Yeah, fuck, hang on. Shit. Well, yeah, so, like, I mean, with strength training, like, I think, yeah, when I was on powerlifting back in the day, it was always like, always try and leave 1 or 2 in the tank. And so I think if you got that ambition in the gym, you want to be seeing that weight go up every week. Like, and I was taught that a lot of the time, like, the weight should be going up every week. Doesn't factor in things like a terrible night's sleep, or, you know, if you just overtrained and the following week you're not lifting as heavy. Like, you got to have those, I think, that realization that training's never like that. You know, you're going to have this and then you're going to have this. And it's like, as long as it's kind of going up, you know, eventually, like, that's good. But again, it's all about tapering those expectations as well, because, yeah.
100%. And I think something we haven't touched on, if you're a female, is obviously time of the month. It's so easy being a bloke. It's like, it's pretty plain sailing. It's like, you know, obviously your testosterone can dip and stuff, and that can make you feel like shit. But generally, it's like, did you go out on the weekend? Have you slept well the night before? And that's about all you got to fucking worry about, really.
Yeah.
Like, everything else is sort of pretty plain sailing in terms of how you feel. But I think as a woman, Jesus, the amount of hormonal fluctuations.
Yeah.
I take my hat off to you, because it's, yeah.
Especially when they start to go into, like, pre-menopause and menopause as well. Like, it's like another thing to add into it.
Yeah.
How do you boys tailor or change the sessions, the exercises, etc. for a woman that's coming in on that time of the month? Do you factor that in as a PT?
Yeah, look, I certainly don't ask them, but you can kind
On
of
the blob today, or?
you can kind of everyone's going to come in week to week, whether it's that time of month or whatever. You're going to be able to kind of gauge whether they're at their best or not, and, you know, if they're not at their best, like, don't try and put them through the ringer. I can make them feel worse, you know. Like,
Yeah.
So that's probably all I do in terms of that. But look, I know there's like a big science around, you know, you should eat more carbs in certain phases and all this kind of stuff that's there now. But I mean, a lot of the time it's hard enough to get someone to follow something just relatively normal, let alone change it every, 1, 2, 3 weeks or however often it is. But yeah, I think just, again, it comes down to the relationship with client too, doesn't it? Like, you'll be able to, the longer you work with someone, the more you're going to know, like, yeah, she's not feeling her best, or yeah, today's a session where we can really give it a crack.
Yeah.
And then just, go from there.
Yeah, I think just tailoring the intensity a little bit.
Yeah.
If like Mike said, don't have to push them to the brink. Just see how they're feeling. If they're not feeling as strong in that particular day, then it's fine. Get through the session, and then on to the next week when they're feeling a bit stronger. Then go, because a lot of people like hitting PBs or that sort of thing. Just tailoring intensity throughout the month, and depending on how they're feeling, and then moving on.
Well, I think it's just simple, basic communication, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, at the start of the session, how are you feeling today? And if they say, like, dog shit, because it's time of the month, you go, right, well, we'll take the foot off the pedal a little bit.
Yeah.
And, with my experience, but I've had, a handful of clients who... I've had many clients who were just not that effective, affected, like, strength and fitness-wise at that time of month. They can just plough through. Whereas others get quite heavily affected, and energy is really down, and so is strength and endurance. So I've just sort of, again, you just communicate, and it's like, right, if you want to take it a bit easier this week, up your calories a little bit if you're trying to cut, and just be kind to yourself, because like you said, if you just try and grind through it, you're asking for trouble, isn't it?
Yeah, especially if you throw in like high risk exercises, barbell squats, deadlifts, like
Thrusters.
you just ask, yes, you're just asking for an injury. I think like the main kind of clients I work with now are sort of over 40, and if you get a back injury over 40, like the amount of clients that are they'll be doing something at home or doing housework, and then it just goes, and it takes 6 months to fix, and it's and then it's like it'll come back probably once or twice a year. So it's just high risk stuff. Yeah, get rid of it.
I think people's goals change, don't they? Because up 20s, 30s, generally is I want to look better, and then above that, it becomes more about they start to transition and go, right, I want to be able to maintain, carry on doing all the things I like doing.
More longevity.
I want to have a wine on the weekend and not look like a blob.
Yeah.
Go out for dinner with the fam.
No, exactly. But the next point on my list here, then, we'll rattle through some non-negotiables for long-term success. So you talked earlier about consistency and falling in love with the process. Any that spring to mind there, boys?
I think you'd really have to. Alcohol's a big one. Like, as much as everyone wants to, I think, fight it and think it's all right to have more than sort of once a week. I think if you've got fat loss goals, you have to come to terms with the fact that it's got to have a break. I've done the trials personally. It doesn't work. So that's probably the biggest non-negotiable is be prepared to severely limit to 1 day a week in moderation, or just stop completely. Yeah,
I think recovery, in terms of getting enough sleep in, looking after your sleep hygiene, because people, they're really busy, maybe they're busy professionals and they're getting 6 hours of sleep or 5 hours of sleep, and then that's week after week after week, then that's going to lead to injury as well in the long run, and they're going to fall off with their training. So, and stress levels as well. So I think it's really important to communicate to your clients about, getting good sleep in, and maybe even sometimes prioritizing sleep over training, because if you're training a lot and you're going to burn out if you don't get enough sleep. So another one would probably be just turning up to a session, getting something in. Building a habit. I don't feel like training that much, but maybe I should. Then just get in, do 15 minutes, because it's okay, I went to the gym on Thursday, I went to the gym on Tuesday, I've done my 2 sessions, and then the habits will build. Otherwise, if you just miss it, then I missed it. I'll just miss the next one. And then it's just a constant cycle of just missing sessions. So if you can just build, just small habits will build a lot over time.
Say something. I thought you were nodding at me, then.
No, I was agreeing. Some great points, Blake. Well done. I think my non-negotiable is from the other perspective, on the other side, is just, I just say do something. Just be consistent. Just do a little bit. And then also the time frame doesn't have to be so strict. You don't always have to look at it as a 1 week sort of plan. Sometimes do 10 days. make it a bit easier for yourself. And yeah, sleep and water is a massive one, I think, always.
Yeah, sleep's massive, and then again, I think as you approach 30 and tiptoe past it, you kind of realise that a lot more. I think that's why hangovers get worse, because you can't deal with the lack of sleep, can you?
Kids.
Kids, I was going to say you had kids. How the fuck did you have?
Yeah. I had 8 hours the other night. I had a melatonin gummy before bed, and I was like out. The next day, like, I could have done anything. This is outstanding.
Was that the day you did legs, is it? Let's have a quick fire answer to this question then. If someone could do one thing well in 2026, what should it be, in your opinion?
As in fitness related, or
Yes.
yeah, just be consistent with the amount of times a week they train and make that a non-negotiable. Like, you know, if you need to spend the money on an extra session or two a week for 12 months, like, just make the investment, because like the return on that investment is going to be so much more profound than, you know, sticking at where you are and not being happy with what you're getting. So yeah, that's probably the one thing, is bump it up and just kind of see what happens and stick to it, and yeah, it'll be quite transformational.
Yep. Parker,
What would mine be?
do you want me to do mine first?
You do yours first.
Mine is walk more.
Yeah.
I just think it's the most underrated form of exercise. I think, you know, it doesn't have to be necessarily going for a walk. I think that's an amazing habit to incorporate. And it, you know, it might mean, generally it doesn't mean waking up earlier. It means when you wake up and you spend that 20 minutes scrolling your phone, put your shoes on and go for a walk. And then you can even scroll your phone when you're walking, but generally once you start moving, you just instantly start to feel better. And I think like you can sit in bed and like ruminate and think about all the things you got to do that day, and oh god, I've got to do this, I got to do that, and stress yourself out. Or you can get out the door, move your body, and instantly you start to feel better. And like some of those problems you come up with solutions for, like out of nowhere. And I just think we are designed to move, and coinciding with the fat loss stuff, if you want to lose fat, you need to expend more energy. So why not move more and go for a fucking walk?
Yeah.
Park a bit further away. Walk up the stairs. Up the stairs. Obviously you got to walk up the fucking stairs. You're struggling otherwise. Escalators. Does my head in when people stand still on escalators. Get out the fucking way. Just walk.
What was the question again?
One thing. If someone could do one thing well in 2026, what should it be? You going as well, Jim?
I got a little one.
Go on. You got a little one, have you?
No, mine's going to be. Apologies, boys, if this one doesn't generate too much money for you guys, but your diet, it starts in the kitchen, I think. Whether that's one piece of toast instead of two, or less mayonnaise with everything. I think it's changing the tweaks in the kitchen, that will help a lot, and a diet is just as important as the gym.
What's your view on tracking? Because you've just started doing it recently, haven't you?
Yeah, I was going to pick your brains on this one, boys. So I've started tracking now. I feel like I've started too soon. Got a wedding in July to go to, so I've started now, and I feel like the tracking's going well. I've gamified it a bit, made it more interesting for myself. But how can I be on top of that all the way till July? Do you reckon I've gone out the blocks too quick? Shall I slow down, or
Do you need to be? Would be my question.
oh, thanks. I'll take that as a compliment, really. Yeah, obviously I'm not trying to be skinny, because then make my head look even bigger. But I mean, I've got to make some sort of an effort for a wedding, haven't I? But yeah, I'm aiming for 2,500 calories a day, which I think might be a bit under what James Smith's calculator said, but just trying to get in that wedding shape, you know, it's got to be done.
If only you live with a PT and you could ask this stuff about like.
I asked you questions, you're like, look at James Smith, look at James Smith.
Oh fucking no! I didn't say that.
I personally think tracking is good for a small period of time for anyone to do, to get to know what they're eating, how many calories this may be to get to know more about like serving sizes. I don't think it's necessary to do for 6 months, in my opinion. But maybe it is good for you to do it at the start and then get an idea. I mean, it can create anxiety around some people as well. They're like, oh, now I can't eat this extra grain of rice because it's going to be over. I think it's good as a tool to learn more about nutrition and then to take that away and use it in your life after that. And it can be used in certain periods of time as well, but I wouldn't recommend someone to track everything all the time for a whole year, because I think you can spiral out of control a bit.
Have you ever tracked before?
I have, but I haven't been consistent with it. It's been like a month, or in COVID when you're bored in the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do. It's good. You do learn a lot.
Mm.
But yeah, I think trying to track for 6 months,
I think you can kind of take two like angles of attack. You can go slow and steady all the way for 6 months. You're probably going to get there without too many drastic changes. Or you can flip it and just go, right, for the next 4 to 8 weeks, I'm going to be an absolute Nazi with my nutrition. I'm not going to step a foot wrong. Probably 4 weeks is probably realistic for most people. But
For someone who likes mayonnaise as much as Shane does.
But just go real strict, like 2,500 calories, even maybe a bit less. Get the job done, get it out of the way, get your result 5 months out, and then just sort of maintain for 5 months. And you're going to still get results. But I mean, there's two different ways to go about things. I used to be of the whole slow and steady thing, but I mean, I've seen so many people in 4 weeks do stuff that you just go, how the hell did you do that in 4 weeks? Because you're just locked in. Like you just said no, you blocked the noise out and just got it done, and then your problem solved and you're on to the next problem, which might be maintaining. But just depends how how your ability to be able to, I guess, just go, right, that's it, I'm gonna do it.
I think that's the answer to most questions in fitness is it depends.
Yeah.
Because like everybody's so unique, isn't they? And like, that approach could be perfect for someone and then shit for someone else. So it does depend on how you're going. Like, does it feel sustainable at the moment?
I think, the way I've done it, because I've done it to an Excel spreadsheet and I just love a bit of Excel, so I'm tracking it quite well, but I'm going into week 5, haven't got that 6-pack. How can I, how can you motivate me to keep going now? I've been in a deficit now for 5 weeks.
Trust the process, brother.
Have a diet break. Have a week of maintenance. Or even 2 weeks. You got heaps of time. You got months. So like if you're feeling fatigued from like you said, like I'm tracking everything and like I'm feeling unmotivated, then have a little break. Give yourself a little bit of food. Not to like don't eat anything you see, but have a diet break and then rip back in for another 6 weeks and maybe have another one after that.
But I think like the whole premise of a diet break is not to go fucking berserk for a week or two. It's, you probably eat the maintenance for a week or two instead. And like an easy way to be in maintenance is if you've got events coming up on the weekend, you've got a birthday coming up next Saturday, say, you just know you can rip the lid off on that birthday if you want to and not feel guilty about it.
Yeah, okay.
A
maintenance, you mean?
Like, maintenance calories, so you neither really gain weight or lose it. Yeah, of course. Did you answer the question?
No, I didn't answer it, but it's okay.
Have you got one now? Nah, we'll move on. Here we go, then. Let's talk about our best clients. We don't have to name them unless you want to, of course. You can give them a shout out if you want. Let's talk about the best clients and the traits of them, man. Who's your best client, Jim? Yourself.
Me, myself, and I.
I think my best clients are my long-term clients, the ones who have a long-term vision of and they're consistent. They're not like, I just want to do this for 12 weeks and then see you later. I think my clients who got the best results have been with me the longest, whether that be strength, whether that be weight loss, because they've allowed themselves the time to see those results. For example, I've got Chris. He can bench like 130 kilos, just comes twice a week. Just for like 3.5 years, he's been real consistent. Like doesn't come outside of that. Just does our 2 sessions. It's been consistent for 3.5 years, and then the results just come. I think, as I said a million times, consistency will win all the time over intensity. There's no way someone can bench 130 in 12 weeks. You know what I mean? But if you just do those small things for years and years, the results just come with the good programming, of course, as well.
Humble guy.
Yeah, look, I think similar to Blake. I think you can have. I think my idea of best client when I was mid-20s was that person that come in and just went ham and tong with everything and just listened to everything and, you know, ate everything out of the palm of your hand type client, you know. But that's definitely changed now. Like, yeah, I want to train people that I want to be around, you know, like I want to, it's, you know, it's not uncommon to go out and have a meal with a couple, like with clients or
A coffee.
Coffee, like
Yeah.
build a relationship with them that I think that's ultimately going to keep them around for a lot longer and want to be around. So yeah, that's what I love about sort of this, I guess, this stage of my PT career is that client that I really form that strong bond with.
No, definitely. For myself, and I reckon, the best clients, obviously the ones you develop the best relationships with, and that's the ones who stick around the longest. It is like it's weird, isn't it? It's like it's a special kind of bond because you are kind of like, it works both ways. Like I got so many clients to help me with my problems, or simply just being around them makes you feel better.
Yeah.
And then you'd like to think you maybe do the same. That's why they keep coming back. Like, but yeah, I think like I'll give Ali a shout out because I think he started off. He's been so consistent, and like we just sort of said from the start, let's take one step at a time. So it's like he wasn't doing any kind of no fitness regime because he'd been to F45 and hurt his back and fucking he'd stopped. So it was like, it's not like, right, we're going to come in, we're going to train this many times a week, you're going to do 12,000 steps a day, eat this many calories. It was like, first job, get in the gym, get your back feeling good, get confident in your strength, then we'll take the next thing. So he just sort of, we had a conversation the other day and he was like, I know this is probably going to take me 2 years to get to where I want to get to. But it was like, build the gym routine, don't worry too much about the way you look for the time being. It's just sort of fall in love with that process, build some confidence, look forward to trying to go heavier next time, learning new exercises, etc. And then you go for the next piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And I just think that's the best way to build that long-term mindset. And then it just helps you be consistent then, because you just sort of, it's not always like checking yourself in the mirror and jumping on the scales and being like, oh fucking hell, why hasn't that changed? It just becomes like autonomous, doesn't it? And then all of a sudden the results just seem to
Eventually come.
Yeah.
It might take, it might take a month, it might take a year, but they'll eventually come.
Yeah, it's like sorry, mate.
No, you're right. You go.
It's like the result of the byproduct of you just changing your habits, right? It's like, I'm someone who goes to the gym 2 days a week and I do that consistently, and then the byproduct of that is, I lost 10 kilograms, or I'm XYZ stronger. So I think, like you said, if you can get someone just to come, just can keep on coming, and then not focus so much around the results when they first start. Obviously, people want results and that builds momentum. But I think if you can just get them coming and get them focused on enjoying the process a bit more, then it will go a long way.
Amen.
Definitely.
We'll come to some PT tips shortly, because obviously you boys are very well equipped to hand out a few of those, I'd expect. I'd certainly be able to tell people what not to do, because I've made a lot of mistakes myself. But let's go for some quick fire advice it says advice for clients, but potential clients, should we say. But let's go like quick tips then for muscle building, fat loss, nutrition, say, because that's the three cornerstones of what most people do and what they're after. Any quick muscle building tips, boys, you'd like to summarize?
I got one for muscle building. I think some people go to the gym and they kind of just float through in terms of intensity. I think every now and then it's good to do a set to failure and see how far you are away from failure. Say you're doing 3 sets of 10 or whatever it is, and it's 30 kilograms. Do that last set, 30 kilograms, see how many you can get. If you got 20 that last set, then you're probably not training hard enough, and that's a good, like, if you're not getting results and you're plateaued, it's probably a good reality check. Like, those first 2 sets essentially didn't do much because you're so far away from failure. So I think it's good to push yourself to failure every now and then to see how far you're away, and then it's like, okay, well, maybe I need to be pushing a bit further. So in terms of muscle gain, I think that's a good tip.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just protein. People don't eat enough protein, or anywhere near enough. I've recently started tracking again myself, and I'm glad I did, because I was like, I'm under eating my protein quite significantly. So even people I think they have a pretty good idea of where they should be like that. I think that's probably again ties back in maybe the benefit of tracking even for a short period of time. Kind of just brings you back, and your idea of like what the right amount is can over time just get further and further away from what it should be. So I think 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight is probably one of the most underrated things to shoot for, and then kind of muscle building or fat loss, work out your carbs and fats from there. But yeah, that's probably the number one thing I think. Yeah.
I was going to ask you what your target was. What's your daily target? 2 grams per kilo?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm 224 I was aiming for, which is actually quite expensive.
Oh yeah.
Financially wise. But I did have a question for building muscle. What is your thoughts on the age-old question of the best rep range to be going for?
Yeah, look, I love that 4 to 8 rep range for guys. I think anything over 8, 10 maybe, like anything over that I think does start to become, for too long, like quite catabolic and quite detrimental to strength. So, yeah, look, I've got a client who I train 4 days a week at the moment, and his rep range very rarely goes out of that 4 to 8 rep range, maybe 3 here and there just to give it a bit of a rumble. But, like, yeah, it's just a really nice rep range to stay strong and also build muscle as well.
I'm going to say, for me, anywhere between probably 4 to 15, but not too much. I wouldn't go much higher than 15 purely because of fatigue point of view. So, like, if you're doing, like, 5 sets of 15, like, there's no stimulus to the muscle if you're, like, your body's just fucked. Like, you want the muscle to be getting stimulus, not joints around it and all that sort of thing. So I think anywhere between 6 to 15 in my opinion, and just high quality over quantity in my opinion, and getting close to failure. As I just spoke about, you can't just be doing like 5 reps and leave 20 reps in the tank. Otherwise it's essentially pointless because you're not getting enough stimulus to the muscle. So
I think that's the key factor, is getting close to failure. And I think, like, I quite like. Do you follow Aussie strength coach Sebastian Oreb?
Mm-hmm.
So I know he talks about like the phases he goes through, and he'll do like a high rep block with people usually at the start of their program as like an engine builder. So you build a bit of muscular endurance. I think a big part of that then is knowing what going close to failure feels like within reason. Because obviously if you're doing 30 reps, it's fucking hard to know where failure is. But like, if you're doing a set of 15 and that 15th rep is like, that's unlike anything else you've ever felt if you've only ever done 4 to 6 reps before. Yeah. So like, you're like, oh my Christ, I didn't even know I could feel like that. Because it's borderline cardio, you're fucking sweating. So like, I'll throw a block in here and there where it's like 4 weeks of like higher volume stuff.
Yep.
So maybe like 12 up to 20 reps on certain things. We wouldn't do 20 reps of a barbell squat because I just think that's fucking dull and you're asking for trouble. But it's maybe more machine based. But I like to use that as an engine builder, and I think like when you go into like a more hypertrophy focus or strength focused block, then you've got a bit more in the tank, and then also you know what it feels like to go close to your limit, and it all ties in. And I think it all comes back to what Blake said about being close to failure. And like generally, if you're within 1 to 3 reps, you're going to be sound, whether you're doing 3 reps, whether you're doing 8 reps, whether you're doing 12 reps. Yeah. But it's just all about being sensible, managing that load and volume then, like you said. So again, it depends.
Yeah.
What's next then? I don't know, I'm supposed to be asking the questions, aren't I? Just fucking talking too much shit. Fat loss then. Any top tips? Mine would be the whole bulking thing I mentioned earlier. And then you boys, obviously control your calories, protein, fiber, keep that high. It's going to go a long way to keeping you satiated. What does satiated mean for the thick people?
Feeling full. Go a long way to keep you feeling full for longer. And I reckon a good tip is to eat some breakfast, because I see so many people don't eat breakfast, have a smallish lunch, and then get home and have to destroy the pantry and just go back. And then before you know, you've eaten like 2,000, 2,500 calories in like 10 minutes, and then you're over your calorie count for the day. Like it's can happen so easily. So I think I like spacing the meals throughout the day. Nice high protein meal in the morning. It's not necessary, but in what I've seen, it will go a long way to keeping people full and not eating too much at lunch, and then not eating too much at dinner as well. So
And yeah, well, and if that's a high protein meal to start the day, again, that's going to satiate you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Control that snacking. You might have already said that. I don't know. I wasn't really listening. Sorry, but but I think getting interjecting, like going back to the whole like walking and steps and moving thing. I think a great way to look at if you're on your fat loss journey. So if you're training for an hour every day, right? That's only 7 hours out of 168 hours in a week. So I've done all this math before, by the way. So I think if you average 7 hours sleep a night, I think you're awake for like 112 hours a week. So even there, right, 7 out of 112 is a small percentage. So if you think you can do enough work in the gym to put, despite what your watch tells you, because they're not very fucking accurate anyway, about the number of calories you're burning, it's a drop in the ocean because you're spending, I haven't done that maths, 105 hours outside the gym. Yeah, sorry, I don't blame you, but you're spending 105 hours outside the gym. Why not try and maximise that time to burn more energy rather than trying to do it all in that fucking 1 hour a day in the gym? And this is where it doesn't sound like much, but like parking further away, walking up escalators, you start to nail all those habits, all of a sudden you're doing 20, 30,000 steps extra a week, and that's going to amount to way more than just trying to fucking burn yourself out in the gym.
Yeah, massively.
Yeah, I think from my perspective with fat loss, it comes down to two things. One, you either lower the amount of food you're eating. If obviously the less you take it in, the less you've got to burn. But if you love the cake too much and you don't want to lower what you're eating, you've got the other approach and move more. You've just got it simple as. So either move more or eat less.
Yeah, well, that's a simple thing, innit? Like, eat less, move more. But like, that's just saying, if you want to earn more money, if you want to have more money, earn more, spend less. Like, it's easier said than done. No. But no, you're right. But like, just option B's harder. Like, think how much harder it is to fucking burn 400 calories and to eat you're gonna eat the fucking raspberry and white chocolate muff from Split. That's a lot easier than doing a fucking 45-minute run to burn the fucker off. Like, so. Yeah, that's another top tip. Don't worry about what your watch says, because it's probably not right anyway. Just trust the process, move your ass, eat like an adult. ChatGPT's written a part about eating like an adult. Yeah, to summarise nutrition, and I think you've all mentioned it, boys, like high protein, control your calories. What about carbs and fat then?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of carb timing, and yeah, look, high protein, high fat first meal. I like that with clients, especially because it just helps them feel and myself as well, but it helps them feel getting more satiated throughout the day, lowers cravings, so they're not going to be more likely to go for stuff in the afternoon when they start to crash energy wise and that kind of stuff. Can help avoid crashes in energy and things like that, sugar cravings at night. So yeah, look, I like really timing carbs around workouts as well, carbs and dinner. Just things that are going to be just manipulating carbs a little bit. I do like that.
Nice.
Yeah, for carbs around workouts, but don't overthink it. If you like having a few more carbs, have a few more carbs. If you like fats to a certain extent, obviously avoid those sat fats, but don't overthink the balance too much. Protein high, fill the rest of your calories with basically whatever you want to a certain extent, and then keep consistent. Yeah, I
think like, so protein is the common denominator. Whatever your goal is, whether it's fat loss, muscle gain, both, which is pretty tough to do both, but it's possible. Protein's high, and I think maybe I normally go at least 1.6 grams per kilo with most clients because a lot of them have never prioritized it before, and it's really hard to go to 2. If they have, I'd suggest closer to 2 probably. But another good tip I picked up is if you're someone who's a little bit heavier starting off, so say you've got more body fat to lose, you're probably better off choosing like a target body weight within reason to set your protein goal from. Otherwise it's just going to be, if you've got a 2,500 calorie goal and a 325 gram protein goal, it's going to be hard to hit that. So yeah, that's a good tip as well. But moving on then, boys, let's go to tips for PTs. Let's put your PTM hats on. Any top tips?
Yeah, I got a couple, I think. One of them is your client doesn't love the gym like you love the gym. So don't expect them to love the gym like you. So like, don't program them 5-6 days a week. And don't assert what you like into their programming as well. Like, I like training like this, so I'm gonna train the person like this. I think that's a good bit of advice. And another bit is to be a really good listener. You need to listen to what they're saying. It's going to keep them around longer as well, because they're going to like what they're doing. And then they're going to get better results if you listen to them as well, because you're going to program better for them, and they're going to be more consistent with their sticking to what you give them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for PTs now, like, most people can, in 8 to 10 weeks, can they can get their PT cert, and so they're sort of what they think their career is going to be like based on what they've been sold to. They've been sold the dream when they go in to do their cert and all that kind of stuff. Well, they've got a passion and they want to make a career out of it, but haven't really thought about like the business side of things. I think just really make sure you're in it for the long haul. Like it's not a 6, 12 month, 2 year thing. Like you have to be committed to going through the ups and downs for a good period of time. Some people are going to start and like we were talking about before, Blake, be off to an absolute flyer and be busy quick. Other people, it's going to take 6 to 12 months of barely getting by a lot of the time. So as long as you're in it for the long haul, you've got yourself a good mentor, you're in a pretty decent gym, you're going to be all right if you just stick at it. Too many people get 3 or 4 months in and go, nah, throw the towel in. Like it's just a complete waste of time. So yeah, that's probably what I would say.
I'd love to know the stats on like how long most PTs stick it out for, because like, yeah, you are sold the dream at the start, but so many, like, you just think, like, I see new people coming in all the time, and like I really struggled when I started. It took me way longer than it probably should have, because I had a bit of experience before. But when I came out, it was like a new environment. Never had to sell myself in that way before, so I struggled.
Yeah,
but I think you just keep the faith. If it's something you're that passionate about, and you're good, or you're gonna be good, stick with it. Because like I look at people who come in and they tell me, I'm gonna hand my notice in. I'm just like, fucking hell, you're doing a really good job. Like, just keep the faith. You're probably like a month or two away from being in a completely different position.
Yeah.
But
it's like 90% of new PTs don't make it past 12 months.
Is that it?
So it's a crazy stat.
Fucking hell.
So if you make it past 12 months, you're in the top 10% of all PTs. So it's and then I think once you get past 12 months, even 2 years, like you can almost see as a manager, like they're going to be in the industry for a long time. If they get themselves to that 20, 25, I think 25 is probably the number, the lowest number to shoot for, like 20, 25. If if they get there and can maintain there, like they're going to.
So that's sessions per week?
Yeah. They're going to be in a position to be able to be around for a while and not have to, because the conversation you have at 20 to 25 sessions with yourself is so different to like if you're on 10 to 15, so yeah.
I think when it comes across as well when you're trying to sell to people, if there's that little bit of desperation, it kind of puts people off. But if you've got that like bit of confidence behind you of, I don't need this as such. Even if it's just a mindset thing, if you just go in with that attitude, right, fuck it, we'll see what happens. Don't be afraid to like sell your worth. You don't have to drop your prices and stuff just to fucking desperately get someone on board, because generally those type of clients are not going to be the best clients anyway. They expect the world, and I think just keep the faith and stick it out.
100%. It's just mindset for those first 6 to 12 months. You need to give yourself room to build, right? Like people want to be 6 weeks in and have a full-fledged business. Like it's not going to happen. You're going to maybe take you probably 12 months to, clients drop off and they come and then they go. So it's like you're not going to have a steady business for at least a year minimum. And if you can just tell, which is like a lot of part of my job is letting them know, like, it's going to take this long. You need to make sure, you learn throughout the process. You learn from the mistakes you make. You're going to make mistakes 100%. But if you can just keep on pushing through and keep consistent with the work you're doing, then you're going to be successful. Most of these people will be successful. Most of these people have the skills because they obviously have us as mentors as well, so we're helping them through it. But if they don't have the mindset, then they're going to fall off. And then as soon as you get in a negative spiral, it's like, oh, no one wants to be PT'd by me. It's like, and then you, like you said, you try to start selling yourself when you don't believe in yourself, then you're fucked. You are. So,
what about managing burnout then in PT? Do you think that's just part of the process, or is that something you can kind of dance around?
Yeah, look, I find the burnout argument reasonably hard to sort of comprehend, because even at 30 sessions a week, right, you're still, if you're doing 45-minute sessions, you're working less than 25 hours a week. Like, why are you burnt out, mate? Like, you're working a part-time job. Like, so when a trainer says, oh, they're burnt out and they're on like 10, 12, 15 sessions, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, generally, you're here for like 8 hours.
Social media, probably.
Literally, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing too. They get so focused on what they shouldn't be. Like, the amount of conversations I have with PTs that come in, they do all right, they get 5 or 6 sessions, and then all of a sudden they want to become an online coach and all this stuff, all this flash stuff. And it's like, so their business goes backwards. And it's like, right, forget about that. Don't worry about anything other than getting on the phone and getting in front of these people that are already in the gym, already members of the gym. So, yeah, I think that's that can cause a lot of burnout. Definitely focusing on the wrong thing.
Well, here's a little example for you then. So when I first started the social media thing, I done all that shit myself, and look back and I was like, why did I focus so much on that when I could have been focusing on my actual fucking business?
Yeah.
But it probably took me over 2 years of posting pretty much every day to actually get a client online.
Yeah.
Now I barely I post maybe once, twice a week. I have people like reaching out and they'll fill the form out in your bio because they've seen bits of, you know what you're doing. So eventually it will come, but it's not going to bring you leads in like being on the gym floor and contacting people. And
everyone needs it like this, and you ultimately want to have some kind of online presence, but it's not going to get you that instant return on investment. Like, it's going to take, like I said, years a lot of the time. And the online space is so different to one-on-one, where you're competing with not just people in your gym, like you're competing with everyone online that wants to be a fitness coach, like from Australia or everywhere in the world. So yeah, focus on just being in the gym. You only need 10 to 15 clients, but you're going to be fully booked out. When you think of it like that, in your first 3 months, it's just over 1 new client a week. Like, you think it really isn't a lot.
It's doable.
It's doable.
Yeah. But I think like in-person coaching makes you a much better online coach.
100%.
Because otherwise, you're going to train people to be, or to train the way you train, and then you're going to wonder why they're not doing it or not getting results. It's because you haven't got a fucking clue how that person. Like, the more people you train, you can kind of go, right, this is this kind of person. He's similar to him, or she's similar to her. I know we did this at the start. I can recall on that, and you can kind of. It's just experience, and there's nothing to guess you that experience like fucking coaching in person. Is it?
Oh yeah,
and I think all the successful online coaches that I know have ran successful in-person businesses for an extended period of time. So it just shows that you need to put in a bit of work at the start, get to know people and get to know how these people operate, and then move online. Think more long term. Okay, let's do it for 2-3 years in person, then I'll start building my online. Maybe 4 or 5 years in, then transition fully, or go hybrid. But people want to come in, have like 5 clients, like, oh no, I want to go online now. So maybe give yourself a bit of time.
I've worked this out.
Yeah, but online sounds really cool, but like it's fucking hard work.
I'm not gonna say I hate it. It's on that same. But I just don't like. I'm an in-person person. Like one-on-one, you cannot beat one-on-one coaching.
Class.
It's just. It's not even. They're two completely different products. They're not, intertwined. I think so. Yeah, that's my opinion.
People just want that the whole passive income thing, and it's just it's harder than you think. Go on, then.
Question, 2 fingers. Talking about the online side of things, as a PT, do you guys use ChatGPT much to help you? And on the same vein, are you worried that ChatGPT could one day take over your job, and could that happen?
In terms of, because I'm very much just in person, they will never get taken over by AI, because you never have, most people, not, majority of people need accountability, which they're not going to get from a chat bot.
Yeah.
Like, to get actually in the gym, and they need motivation when they're in the gym as well. So they're two things that it'll never get from AI, in my opinion, unless there's a robot in the gym. But it's still never going to be the same. You're not going to say, I come to in the gym, I come see my PT and we have a conversation, we train. That's never going to be replaced by a robot, in my opinion. In terms of, like, when people just ask for a program, then I was like, yeah, go ask ChatGPT then. They can write you a program, but you're not going to... Anyone can follow a program, and many people have and never got results. So I think they get expertise out of us, which they're not getting from ChatGPT, and they get that human side of things that won't be replaced.
Well said.
100%. Yeah. Definitely, I'd be worried if you're an online coach for sure. Like, it's... Yeah, I think it's closer than people think. Like, people won't need online coaches at some point, because there'll be a handful of, like, companies that have AI, and then that'll be it. Like, so if you do focus on being really good at one-on-one, I think if anything, it'll push people back towards one-on-one.
Towards one-on-one, yeah.
Because they'll be craving that proper human contact.
Also, another point, I think successful online coaches will have a community. Like, for your example, you have a little community of people that you're coaching online, and that's the draw. But if you're just giving programs out, then that's where those online coaches will fall off. But if you build some sort of sense of community around that online space you've built, then I think those people will be fine, because that's what people crave, right? Like, oh, maybe see this person going to the gym in the group chat. They're like, oh, that motivates them, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. It's extra accountability, because I think once you're part of something, it's difficult to leave them. And you got, like, people to let down, in a sense. Community's huge.
Absolutely.
I was going to say something else, but I can't remember what the fuck it was. Oh, with AI, you said about asking it to do programming for you. Like, I'll use it now and again to, like, spark an idea. I'll go, like, this was the last block. Any ideas what I can do here? And, like, a lot of the stuff it gives you back is fucking nonsense. Like, sometimes it just repeats what I've done, and I'm like, you haven't fucking changed anything. Or it'll say, we're doing this because of X, Y, Z, and it's like, that doesn't make sense. But sometimes it's useful, and sometimes maybe good. Sometimes
I think to spark that initial, like, thought process, it's unreal.
Yeah, class. And, like, organising stuff.
Yeah, I back in the day, I just sit there. Like, my biggest barrier to starting something was I just would overthink the crap out of it. Whereas, like, now it's like, all right, what do I want to do? Punch it in. Oh yeah, cool. I'll pick that out and I'll branch off from there. So yeah, I think it's really awesome for that.
Yeah. Right, let's start wrapping up, then. So we're over an hour 20 now. This is crazy. I think Jimmy spoke for about 25 minutes here. But let's dive into the Insta questions then. So you can ask them, Jim. If your phone's still working after it's covered in...
Well, this one, yeah. Yes. So, Blake, you mentioned you're hoping for lots of feet in this one. I think we have up the toby. There's a lot going on.
Lots of feet in this one. Yeah, that'll be under the table.
Tease. Sticking with that aspect, Jakey Boy, he wants to do OnlyFans, or said we should do OnlyFans.
No.
Well, yeah. It looks like we're all four of us. He hasn't been specific. We'll get a few bucks for that, won't we? Two of my questions are actually already answered, so thank you for that one. But the third one I asked, worst gym attire you've ever seen?
Oh, I've seen it. Some guy at a gym, mesh shirt, and see the nipples all the way through the mesh shirt, fully mesh shirt all the way around, like Velcro through the top, and walking around like no good at all. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I can't think of any.
Yeah, sorry about.
Sorry, Bath. I was actually having this conversation with a client yesterday, and he said at a gym he used to go to, there was this wild guy. He was wild guy. I'm assuming he's wild. But he used to dress up seasonally in lycra outfits. So, like, he'd dress up as the Easter Bunny around Easter, Santa around Christmas, and then he just said he'd, like, mix it up in the year. He'd dress up. He'd be like superhero with a cape and that. And, lycra outfits.
I seen a guy in a cape one time as well. Super random, mate. Just a cape.
I have in my.
No other clothes on that.
Was that in the gym or was that on the hub?
One thing I do find interesting is when people wear those ruck vests in the gym.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, I get it, and hats off to you, but I just don't know whether it's the place.
It's for show.
Like, rucking is supposed to be out in the mountains, like. So
I tell you what's wild over here, like the amount of kids who come in. Some of the kids, the stuff they wear in the gym, like they'll come in like
school uniform,
shorts or like school uniform for one. And it's not even the PE kit; it's just the uniform.
the actual uniform. Yeah.
But then jorts down to your knees or baggy jeans, like fucking like a pair of Air Forces or Reebok Classics or whatever, and just a baggy tee.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you doing? Like, or
Birks.
I tell you what's really tryhard.
He's a jerk, say.
Socks and Birks, socks and Crocs in the gym.
What are you
You
doing?
fucking tryhards. I'm sorry, like absolute losers.
I've never understood that. Like, I also like, I don't know. It's just dress well.
Just put a non-mesh shirt on.
Yeah.
So next one up on Dave. I reckon he's asking, what's your thoughts on people doing curls in the squat rack?
But he also said the cable.
I know, and then there's a comma, so I don't know if he got bored and stopped typing or but there's only half a question. There's nothing wrong with curling the cables.
I always curl a squat rack.
Peak hour too.
Because a lot of the time you can chuck the dip attachment into the rack. So I do tricep dips into big curls.
See, that's
Big
acceptable
curls. So I'm like,
because you're using the rack for the dips.
So I pass that off as an excuse anyway. So.
I think if you're curling 50k, I think all right. But how many people can curl 50k for more than one rep? So in a quiet gym, yeah, fine. And when it's busy, that is absolute fucking. It's a war cry. But there's nothing wrong with curling in the cables, man.
Without dumbbells.
Next up from Captain Kaz, from a gym newbie, what's something you wish all first-time gym goers knew?
No one's looking at you. There's
No
one
one
gathered
gives
so
a
far.
fuck. Yeah. No one gives a fuck.
Great boss. What they wish they knew. How far away from where they would actually like to be they actually are. So, and realise that the gap very likely won't be closed by themselves and themselves only. That's
But then that sounds disheartening, right? But you just think how quick the last year has gone. Think back to this time last year. If you'd been consistent for that 12 months, you'd be a different person. So that could be you at the end of 2026.
It probably comes across quite negative, but people do. They just don't realise how far away they are from their goal.
Yeah. I like... I know, long 6 months ahead. I liked what you said to me, I wish I knew sooner. Getting that pump on is like a glimpse into the future.
Oh,
And if I had known about that, I would have been more motivated. And...
To be fair, I think Andrew Huberman said
Nah, you can claim that.
Yeah.
Anise, it's more of a comment. She's not happy. She's been exiled. She didn't get enough views. So I think she wants to be on the pod next time. We'll bring her back. And then the last one again from Captain Kaz. What's your favourite piece of equipment or machine in the gym?
So yours?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot the name. Hyperprone? That hyperprone again things wrong.
He's just invented that one right now.
What was it, prone pull? No?
The reverse hyper.
Reverse hyper, there we go. Reverse hyper. So this machine is designed for your glutes, but it also helps stretch your back out and your lower back pain. It's really good for the lower back pain. So it's quite hard to describe. So just Google that one, watch a video on it. If your gym has one, good luck, because most gyms don't.
I've never had one in my gym. Is that a bit controversial with the old spinal flexion crew? But they're potential disc bulge if it's too heavy. But I don't know. We're not going down that rabbit hole on this pod. I've never used one. I'd love to use one, but
They're nice.
ain't going.
It's good for glutes.
You can do it on the GHD, can't you?
Yeah.
What's the question? Favorite
machine or equipment?
I'll go back for kills.
Yeah, literally, I was going to say the power rack. Yeah, probably just the power rack plus a barbell and bumpers. You can pretty much get most things done. Throw a bench in there and you don't have to move far.
I like a chest supported row personally.
That's a good one,
That's
actually.
a goodie.
Yeah.
You, Blake?
Damn, that was good. That probably would have been mine. Lucky. Damn.
You can have the same one
I
if you
think a
want.
machine. Nah. To be honest, I just like dumbbells. You do anything and everything with them. If you have a dumbbell and a bench, you're all good. Yeah, I'm not that fussed on machines really. Like that's like a added benefit of gym. Like that's pretty luxury in my opinion. If you have
accessories.
single machines to do single body part stuff, that's really nice. But as long as you got dumbbells and a bench, I think you're sorted.
Favorite piece of cardio equipment?
I like the Echo bike.
Like the assault bike?
Yeah, assault bike.
Yeah, that or the skier, I think. Yeah. The assault bike's more of a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
Depends how long you're on it for, yeah.
It's great for getting the job
But-
done, but God, it feels like crap.
Gets you going, but
For like short, sharp bursts, I think row or ski. Probably row for me.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, I've been sick on the assault bike, but I've just started getting into the is it elliptical runner, the curved treadmill.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've never used one of those, eh?
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, it's a skill mill. That's the one. It's quite hard to get into it in the beginning, but it feels nice.
Yeah? It looks like it feels nice.
I feel like I'm the Terminator, like in a film.
Is that where you just run and then it kind of
Yeah.
self-propelled,
So if
basically?
you're fast, he's going extra fast.
Yeah.
It's it's quite scary, but good.
Yeah.
You can ramp the resistance up and do like a sled push.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Now it's not really a question. Apologies, boys. But
Fuck this.
Ian Davis has sent in a voice note.
I haven't heard this.
So I'll have to play aloud, but I don't think he's happy with you. And parental advisory is warned. There's a few C-bombs in it.
Just sending you a voice note to say big fan of the
Watch your fingers now.
Oh, the wrong end.
but I also want to throw Rhys under the bus because I'm just catching up, and the way he says that he hates people bailing on himself like last minute, the fucking cunt, right? I organised like a WhatsApp group, like FaceTime session for me, him, Taff and Rhys, me, him, Taff and Lewis, right? And the fucking cunt, right? But organise this plenty of time in advance. And then last minute, right, he goes, can we push this back? I was just like, nah, Moggs, nah. This been organised for days. Like, so just want to throw him under the bus. He's not happy with people bailing on him. Fuck him, bailed on me. Also, love the work on the pod, bud.
What's he like in working, boys? Does he ever bail on you? Has he ever lay you down? Gareth Bale over here. Was he alright?
Yeah.
Who's that? Who is it?
Good.
Reece.
Bailed on a few
who's
coffees.
Rhys?
Hello.
Yeah, he's okay.
No, I actually like these boys, yeah. No, I'll take a bit of humble pie, but yeah, Ian wasn't drunk recording our message. That was just the way he talked. But yeah, I'm sorry, but I'll do better. Thank you for the kind comments. Otherwise, that's for us, I think, boys. Do you want to sign us off, Jim? Plug everything. Go on, bud. Go.
No. First of all, we kick it off with a stroll. If you're keen for a little stroll, get together every Sunday morning. It's run by Captain Kaz. If you want to find out more information, you can join our WhatsApp community or head to the Instagram, which is at Sunday Coffee Club. And then YouTube is where it's kicking off, I reckon. So, yeah, subscribe on YouTube, please, if you haven't done that. And TikTok, I don't have it, but I think it's going alright, isn't it? But have a browse. But yeah, I think that's everything. And thank you, boys, for coming on. Hopefully, people have learnt a lot today. I know I have. And if you need a PT in Perth, you know where to start.
Cheers, Ed.
Cheers.
Yeah, thanks for
Cheers, all the best. Yeah, link in the show notes for all that shit. Ta-ra. We'll plug you as well, boys, if you want to be plugged. I don't sound right.
absolutely. Yes, please.
I'm leaving.
OnlyFans link in bio.